Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Crippler Nail Show. My name is Johnny Nailz.
And I'm Mike the Crippler Cresta.
First off, we want to give a nice little condolences to the Nelson Frazier family. We lost another good one.
Yeah. Mabel, Big V, Viscera.
Big Daddy V.
Yeah, Big Daddy V.
Lenny Garcia's going to miss you, man.
Yeah, you're going to be putting on some great matches up in heaven with Macho Man.
God bless to everybody's family. First off, one of the first conversations we want to speak about this week is last pay-per-view event that we actually witnessed together was the Way Ronin by Dragon Gate down here in Brooklyn.
Yeah, we actually missed the Elimination Chamber for this show, and I think it was definitely worth it.
Definitely worth it, man, because I just downloaded it afterwards, and it wasn't that much of a show anyways. But
did have some
the first thing I have to say about the Dragon Gate show, it's my first Dragon Gate show. I've been to Ring of Honor events before. Crowd interaction was amazing.
Yeah, this was actually my second indie show ever, but this was really indie. This was in like a gymnasium that they used for a haunted house in October.
I mean, one shout out we want to give is to Rich Swan. Thank you, Rich Swan, for making that event a lot better than what it was originally. The show was amazing beforehand, but that main event though gave us one of the interactions. I mean, to me, to this day, I'm still speaking about it. My fiance's back home, like, yo, what are you doing? Like, let it go. But it was a really big interaction.
Yeah, man. He put on a show in his tag team match earlier on, Rich Swan. Yes. They lost the match. But he got involved in an altercation with Gargano.
Johnny Gargano.
Johnny Gargano. And he got the crowd to stand up, come ringside, start pounding on the apron.
Now, guys, when have you ever seen that the main event for the company's championship title, heavyweight championship title, you have fans, the whole arena, literally standing right on top of the ring?
Yeah, I tell people this story all the time because this was the greatest experience I've had in a wrestling show. When Gargano and Strong went out of the ring, and you actually got film footage of it.
Yes, I do. It's on our Facebook page, 5 Moves of Doom.
Yeah, 5 Moves of Doom on Facebook. So facebook.com/5 Moves of Doom.
And I'm going to see if I put it up on our Twitter page as well, on our YouTube page as well, because you know what, guys, it was amazing.
Yeah. So after he delivered that kick, he's like stumbling through the crowd. He pushes me out the way.
It was a hell of a show.
And there was this kid, James. We got to give a shout out to James.
James, you are my idol.
Yeah, this man, he was putting the moves on Ivelisse, Dragon Gate's women's champion. Gargano said he would win the match for him, and actually did win the match for him.
I kept yelling, "Win it for James, Gargano! Win it for James!"
This kid was like Rudy.
This kid. One thing I would like to say: this kid, what he told me, he's 11 years old.
Yeah, 11 years old.
He is a lot smarter wrestling wise when it comes to certain things than a lot of people who go to these events.
Yeah,
I'm just gotta give it.
We're actually gonna tag his page to this video, so you can see what we're talking about. He kind of looks like Macaulay Culkin. So,
I mean,
the young Macaulay Culkin.
The guy, he knows his shit.
Yeah,
we like it.
And he's an anti-John Cena fan. And don't ever tell that John Cena is
a wrestler. He'll kill you. But okay, Dragon Gate show was amazing. Yeah, match one through the end of it.
Yeah,
it was nonstop. It was nice in action. It wasn't, there was no downfall in between.
Yeah,
we have to give a big shout out to AR Fox. A big shout out to Chris Hero.
Yeah, who signed 2 autographs for us and took a couple pictures.
Put on a hell of a show that night. Chris Hero walked into the ring, no shiner whatsoever. Was not a champion. But by the end of the night, he was walking away with the Evolve Championship and a nice little shiner on his eye.
Yeah, man.
Hell of a match. 2 big guys and very bright for the future of wrestling.
Yeah, man. WWE lost
big loss. If TNA ever gets to sign Chris Hero, I'm sorry.
And
that's a way to save the company right there.
And the at the end of the show, after Chris Hero's match, the promo that guy from NXT.
Trent Beretta.
Yeah, Trent Beretta from
Anthony Nese.
Yeah, he ripped into Chris Hero about Claudio or Cesaro.
Just going back to that scene and going back to the whole event. It's funny that the only downfall this show had was a botched spot by
a big
Anthony Nese's and Trent Beretta's, which go by the Premier Athlete Club. I'm assuming it's club, or don't get me right on the quote right there. But they're heavy. Has to be at least a good 400 pounds.
Yeah, guy in a suit. He kind of looks like a Blues Brother.
You know, tried doing a top rope splash on Chris Hero and completely slips. This is the only fuck up in the show.
This was a major fuck up, but it was hilarious.
It was hilarious.
You guys got to check out that DVD.
DVD once it comes out. You will see us here. I had a Dodger hat on.
Yeah. I was in a leather jacket.
There we go. But it was a hell of a show. And, I suggest if you don't follow Dragon Gate, go right ahead and do so. Don't follow Ring of Honor, go right ahead and do so.
Yeah.
They're not sports entertainment. We don't, we get our promos, they're not sports entertainment. And you know what? I would rather support them than support TNA because I'm actually getting actual...
Your money's worth, yeah.
My money's worth.
We spent $35 on those tickets?
Yes. Second row, $35. Second row. We get to slap the wrestlers in the back. Take pictures of them.
How many times did we have to evacuate our seats because somebody was coming crashing
and through? For $35, you know what? While the main event is on, I am tapping the ring and making noise. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they went stiff. When I say they were stiff, they were clocking the shit out of each other.
Yeah, they were. I mean... hell of a show.
They opened up the show with 2 dark matches. I'm not sure if they're going to get to air on the actual tape.
Yeah.
But even their guys that are not on their main roster, their talent, their up and coming talent was solid. We had
Yoshoki Santa Maria.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And the one thing about wrestling that people don't recall is. Sometimes you don't get the gimmick that you want. For example, Johnny Curtis, a.k.a. Fandango, had an excellent gimmick beforehand, but he didn't get it, and he's working the hell out of this Fandango gimmick.
Yeah, of course,
Very flamboyant. But speaking of flamboyant, Yasuki Santa Maria, I'm sorry.
Oh, my God. Takes the cake.
I am hoping it's him working the gimmick. I mean, if he is, he is. I mean, I'm not homophobic at all whatsoever. But I've never in my life actually seen... in professional wrestling, this gimmick of an actual homosexual who's not, a closeted homosexual,
flamboyant,
but very flamboyant,
wears a giant heart,
comes out to like the girliest
music,
Japanese pop music with not the Jesse Ventura boa style or the Hulk Hogan style. But it was just very flamboyant.
Roses, he got roses
flowers. Front row guy gave him flowers, but. The way to work a gimmick.
My God. And he put on a show.
Hell of a show. Yeah. Hell of a good match. And you know what? That's the way comedy should be done in wrestling.
I agree.
You really have to sit there and look up. For example, this match that he was on, it was comedy at its best, but it had his wrestling parts of it.
And the crowd interaction in that match, they were chanting tolerance. In the middle of the match.
Yeah, tolerance.
They were chanting...
New York City crowd, I just gotta say, when it comes to New York City, we love our wrestling.
Yeah.
We love our wrestling as much as we love our Yankees. We love our wrestling as much as we hate to see the Knicks lose, and we love the Knicks. And we hate to see them lose. We love our wrestling, and that was a way to work it.
Yeah. So our first 3 podcasts have primarily been with the juggernaut, that is WWE. And we're going to try to switch gears. We're going to try to give you everything. So, like we said, we went to Dragon Gate. We're going to Ring of Honor in May again.
Yes. New Japan.
Yeah.
Big fan of New Japan. Hopefully going as well to the Dragon Gate show here in New York again.
As soon as something launches with FWE, Family Wrestling Entertainment, we're going to try to head there. That.
Maybe if we get a local CZW show as well. Across the river down to see Jersey.
So we're gonna try to bring you a bunch of different elements, and right now we're gonna switch gear to TNA, and we're gonna talk about their pickup of the American Wolves, or now they're being called the Wolves, and they actually did something that was pretty weird. The American Wolves won a belt, won the titles, the tag titles,
and lost them.
Yeah, they won them on a house show. Then TNA cuts out the Bromance's entrance, so that you don't see them coming with the titles, and then they won it on the Impact.
Impact for Japan, that they're filming in Japan.
Yeah. What do you think of that? Strategically, as a company, what do you think of that?
I think it's a big mistake. WWE doesn't realize what they lost when they gave up the American Wolves.
Yeah.
I was at Final Battle 2011, and I saw 60-minute match, basically. It was almost 60-minute match that Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards put on. Now, it's my first Ring of Honor show. I'm not used to main event going that long because I, primarily was watching WWE. But I mean, these guys can go. I'm sorry, they can go better than Triple H.
But that's what Triple H said. Triple H says we have a bunch of guys who are young and can go. And I mean, they showcased it on the NXT event on Thursday.
Going back to the Dragon Gate show, I'd rather have a show that has 9 matches and 1 through 9, including the 2 dark matches or whatever it is you want to give me, are solid. And the crowd is eating it up. I don't want middle of my heavyweight champions match having the crowd cheering for Randy Savage, or having the crowd cheering for the commentators, having the match, calling CM Punk, who left the company, Y2J, who hasn't been on his way to come back.
Or as recently reported as today, Dolph Ziggler confronted Batista on SmackDown, and they edited out the fan chants for "We Want Ziggler."
I'm sorry, TNA. I don't know what you're doing. I try to watch you. I mean, I like the whole Gunner being betrayed by James Storm. I liked it. I think it's something new, something refreshing for you guys. Yeah. I was just sitting here praising you that if you sign Chris Hero, you know what? That's a move to save a company.
Yeah, and you guys need it.
Take them titles off the bromance. I'm sorry, they're not the future wrestling.
Yeah, they're very stale.
They're not that good. Let them work out a little bit more, get a little bit more experience. Now you have these two guys who have been circuiting. They've been in New Japan. They've been in Europe. They've been here. Been here in the United States. I think they've even wrestled in Mexico. These guys are seasoned veterans. They deserve to carry those belts already.
Primarily, I mean, the TNA has the Wolves, and WWE is very silly for letting the Wolves go. I mean, we watched the NXT Arrival.
Pay-per-view.
Kind of pay-per-view. It was on the channel. It was their special. And they had the Ascension. And the Ascension looked talented, man. They looked good. They worked their gimmick. They had an awesome entrance. They dominated the shit out of that match. I mean, they went against Scotty 2 Hotty and Too Cool. Grandmaster Sexay.
But I mean, the 2 guys who can still go. They're not. Yeah. They're not in the prime of their careers anymore. But you know what? They're veterans who can go out there and need a match if they needed to.
Yeah, but imagine having the American Wolves and the Ascension.
But it takes me back though, and it's funny because according to the end at the turn of the year last year, apparently they're going to concentrate on tag team
division. Yeah.
You let go one of the greatest tag teams you can combine. They already know each other. Their chemistry as well. You don't have to sit there and let them work together to get that chemistry. These guys feuded with each other. These guys tag teamed with each other. I've seen these guys go up against each other. I've seen these guys go up against other people. I've seen them go up against the Briscoes together. Yeah. And the Briscoes are another great team down in the Indy Scene. Ring of Honor. I mean, I think they also do a couple shows down in Delaware as well. But I don't know what's going on. TNA. You have the machine running. You have it rolling. You're missing a couple parts. Yeah. You got either finals parts or just stop the machine completely because it's not working out. Especially when you're making decisions like this.
And another good thing is now that NXT is pretty much going to be a staple on Thursday nights on the network. Which, by the way, I love the network. I had a little bit of an issue. A bunch of people did.
First week, man. Yeah. It's going back to stopping right there with the network. A lot of people are complaining about the fact that the network is freezing on them. One, why do people wait to get something? 2 weeks later, a month later. New PlayStation came out. Not everybody's jumping at it. I just want to make sure all the kinks are worked out. Whatever the case is, we're getting 1 free week. During this 1 free week, if you expected for it to be up and running completely, I'm sorry, you're fucking it.
I missed the squash match that Rusev came off and destroyed.
You missed it. I watched it. Yeah. It wasn't on everybody. I was watching it on my phone at work. But
and that was another thing. It worked better on my phone than it did on my.
What else do we want though? We have a network. We had a free week to sit there and if we really didn't like it, just cancel it.
I like it.
And what? They're gonna give us free weeks, like more free weeks eventually. They're gonna give people free weeks to sit there and basically listen, you're an idiot. You're getting 2 pay-per-views, for example. I only ordered WrestleMania and SummerSlam. That's $120 I was spending right there. HD of it was $70 on Verizon Files. If I order the HD one, that's $140. For 6 months, I'm getting these 2 pay-per-views plus all the other ones. So I don't have to worry. I could be at work and I could easily watch my pay-per-view. I can be on the go and watch my pay-per-view as long as I have my phone, as long as I have a laptop, as long as I have access to the WWE network. By all means. So, you know what? Thank you, WWE, for giving us fans something that would actually benefit us.
Thank you for giving us
something. For actually giving us something that benefits us.
Yeah, something that we want. But do you believe that now TNA is gonna be have to step their game up now that NXT is gonna be on Thursdays?
I mean, every
NXT
single
put
wrestling
on a
fan,
solid show.
Every single wrestling fan would probably be getting the WWE Network from here in Brooklyn, from down south in Florida, from South America, from Canada, from the United Kingdom. There's people in Australia still waiting for this network to launch in them. And unfortunately, they won't be able to get it till January.
Yeah.
But I would say TNA has until January to really step up. TNA is pretty big out in Europe. But I always say the WWE, I mean, it's, still people, still to this day, it's, okay, you have the Indy Scene, you have TNA, and then you have the show.
Yeah.
Every professional wrestler's dream is to, headline WrestleMania or even participate in WrestleMania. I'm sorry, TNA, it's not bound for glory. You guys are basically having issues paying, your actual venues, actually coming up with the money, paying out of pocket for it. You guys have the opportunity right now. Like I said, if you sign Chris Hero, that's a big save for you guys. Big save.
Maybe Roderick Strong.
Roderick Strong.
There's a lot of big names.
There's a lot of people. There, you know what? You don't want to compete with the WWE. You want to be able to keep yourself alive.
You want to create a niche. Yes. Because you're not sports entertainment. You should be televised wrestling.
Yes.
You should be what Dragon Gate was.
What Ring of Honor gives us,
but putting it on television.
Yes,
with pay-per-view subscription. So let WWE handle their entertainment. Let them handle their girlish storylines. Let them handle all the drama.
The soap opera for men.
And you guys create your own little niche. ECW did it with Extreme Wrestling.
Yes.
WCW kind of did it with like the retirement home feel.
But you go with. See, the thing is, you also got to remember. ECW wasn't always just hardcore wrestling. ECW was what gave us Eddie Guerrero versus Dean Malenko. They gave us Psychosis versus Rey Mysterio.
Which you can watch on the WWE Network if you want.
Hopefully we don't get to see TNA on there in the near future.
So Thursday Night Wars, do you think it's on, or do you think it's
as of this
you have to be able to defend yourself?
As of this moment, if this was a wrestling match, you know what, you're gonna put your hand down up.
I don't think I've ever seen that. I've ever seen that. When the sleeper holds applied and the arm is raised 3 times.
Well, you're watching it right now.
Always stops at 2.
Well, you're watching it right now. TNA does not step their game up.
Yeah.
NXT is the future of the company, and even if they let go half of those people, you wouldn't be stupid enough to sit there and not pick them up. The minute Chris Hero was let go, I don't know why you guys were not sitting there shelling out all the money in the world. You shelled it out for Hulk Hogan. You shelled it out for Eric Bischoff. They can't even wrestle.
Yeah.
I mean, Sting left you guys. I mean, you still have Kurt Angle who can go. AJ Styles deserved it. Jeff Hardy,
Jeff Hardy, they're repackaging, it seems. They're going to let him do his Willow the Wisp.
But you guys really have to sit there and realize you guys are not going to be able to sit there and compete with NXT. NXT is going to be given on a weekly basis for $10. So, I don't need to have cable to sit there and watch NXT.
Yeah,
I don't.
Here's a question for you. So we're going to do our scale. This is something that we're going to bring in on a scale of no sell to pinfall. What's the likelihood TNA can compete with NXT? Do you think it's a kick out at 2? Almost.
At this moment, it's not even a kick out at 1. It's a no-sell for me.
It's a no-sell.
Until they step up their game. And, it doesn't help them at the fact that, if they don't hurry up and sign Chris Hero. Yeah. Jeff Jarrett apparently has $500 million to start up a wrestling company.
New company. Just say,
I have a new company to start up.
By the way, if you guys haven't read a really good article, Nailz wrote a really good article about creating the territories again, and you guys should check that out. Our blogs are going to be down below. Our website's almost finished, and we're going to do something that we never do before. We're going to have a meme of the week. I'm going to post it right after this
just threw me under the bus. I still have to write that article. But I do have a solid idea for this thing.
Yeah.
Just give you a quick heads up on what you're expecting. Back in the days, before the WWE became, WWE and a big juggernaut, The NWA system is what worked out.
Yeah.
Now we have a whole bunch of indie companies. We have Ring of Honor who comes to New York City and sells out every week. I mean, I just checked to buy the tickets yesterday, and they had to open the upper balcony in order to be able to sit people in. This is going to be a big show, and I'm really looking forward to it.
It's at the Hammerstein.
It's at the Hammerstein, ECW country. You have out in California, you have PWG, you have Full Impact Pro down in Florida, you have Iowa Midwest, Mid-South, I forget the name of the company.
You have Ohio Valley Wrestling.
Ohio Valley Wrestling, who's loosely affiliated with TNA.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason why you can't have these companies sit there and. You know what? In my case, I'm just using TNA because it's the bigger company.
It's the biggest indie company.
You sit there and have your champion be the NWA champion, so-called, and have every other stop be, their own thing, where their champion is basically what the United States Heavyweight Champion was in those days for the territory. And now you have the one TNA champion going to each company and branching out. It gives everybody that share of the pie that they're not getting.
And that match can be taped and televised and put on TNA. And it gives your company exposure.
It gives everybody exposure, and it's a win-win situation for everybody.
That's a brilliant idea.
Guys, we also have a couple more interesting theories and stories that we've written in our mindset and what we personally believe onto this, so you have to follow us on that blog.
Just let you know, I may have predicted the whole CM Punk thing.
Hopefully.
So check out any other videos that are below. Stay tuned for our meme of the week, and we hope to see you guys soon. So
5 moves of doom.
Yes, it is.